human beings, you may have discovered this in your own life, human beings are brilliant at not knowing what's best for them. Human beings are brilliant at getting involved with things that actually don't bring them what they need and what they want. I mean, as crazy as it is, we imagine that we're designed for comfort, for example. We think that actually if we just get more comfort and get rid of anything that stops comfort, then we'll be happy and we'll be fulfilled. We'll feel that things are just fantastic. I mean, if you were given the option between comfort or discomfort, it seems obvious, doesn't it? Or if you're given the option between ease or frustration, it seems obvious what we would choose. Or if you were choosing between pleasure or pain, then, comfort wins every time, does it not? Isn't it obvious what we should choose? But what happens if it's not obvious what's best for us? That on the face of it, something like just being as comfortable as possible is the best. But what happens if it's not? And actually, probably in your own experience, you might have discovered this. Let me give you an example of what some people are discovering this season. So I know this isn't the case for everybody, but for some people, they're in an experience where they've got a bit more space and a bit more time in their life. Maybe you're not commuting to work, or maybe you're on furlough and so you've got more time at home. Maybe you can't go out to evening events and meetings and you're at home and there's just be a bit more space. And then what people are doing is turning to things that provide comfort to them. A lot of people are Netflix binging or watching iPlayer or other things, then sitting around drinking and eating to their heart's content. And in a sense, it's all the comfort you could want. Just sit there, watch Netflix, just eat, and just be really comfortable. But what people find is that actually that's not leading to life. That rather than feel happier and more fulfilled, actually the opposite is happening in some ways. That maybe people are finding that they're not designed for comfort, that there's something bigger that they're supposed to be there for. And they're just getting comfort all the time isn't the best. I mean, I was on a Zoom call this week with 5 other church leaders. And as we were chatting, if you lead a church, if that's a job, you're often out at evening meetings, you're very busy. And some of that has been stripped away. I know some of us are very active online, but there's a bit more space in the evenings. So you would think that all the church leaders would be thriving and surviving. But in this meeting of 5, it was clearly 2 were deeply struggling. They were really struggling. They would wake up in the morning, they would struggle to get out of bed. They would just feel pretty terrible some of the times. They'd be turning to maybe unhealthy habits, even though on the face of it, they've got loads of comfort all around them. And what happens if actually we're not designed for comfort? What happens if having lives full of comfort and convenience and ease actually makes our lives smaller and shrivels our soul, as it were? What happens if our soul was meant for something bigger, was meant for God, in fact, was meant for God and his purposes? Well, our prayer, God break my heart, is a chance to invite God to break into our heart and our lives, to remove the sense of self-centeredness, to remove obsession with ease and comfort and convenience, and actually to weigh us down with the things of God, for the things that bother him to bother us deeply and to kind of disturb us and to stir it up. God, break my heart. God, break my heart. Take my heart and strip it of selfishness and comfort and ease and weigh it down with the things that concern you. And maybe as you pray that prayer this week, God, break my heart. And as the Holy Spirit comes and breaks your heart for the things of his, as you discover that his greatest blessings are on the other side of his breakings, may you just live a full life, a full life, full of meaning and full of purpose. And may you follow him wherever he leads you, wherever it takes you, the breaking of your heart, to serve the poor, the disadvantaged, to care for those in need. Whatever activity it takes from you, may you be obedient to whatever he asks you to do. May you think that dangerous prayer was one of the best decisions that you ever made, one of the best prayers that you ever prayed.